Welcome to my channel Physics Guru. In this video, I'm going to show you how to find out the spatial angles value. For example, sine 30 degree, cosine 30 degree, tangent 30 degree without using a calculator. So in fact, you should be able to find out other angles too using this technique. So this is value for only for spatial angles, and the spatial angles are 0 degree, 30 degree, 45, 60 and 90. These are the spatial angles: 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90. All right. And if you have to find out sine theta, the sine and cosine follows this pattern here, root n over 2. And for the sine, we go in the increasing order, 0 to 4 for the sine. And for the cosine, we go in the decreasing order. So let's see what does this mean. So first we have to root over n. And the first number is, you see, a square root of n over 2. And n is 0. So that would be, it should be 0 divided by 2. And you will get 0. Okay, and the first one is 30 degree, so that would be, first one is now 1 and then 2, and you will get 1 over 2, which is 0.5. And 45 degree, now you have 2, the square root of 2 divided by 2, and you will get 1 over a square root of 2. That's the value of the sine 45 degree. And sine 60 degree, it will be a square root of 3 divided by 2. And sine 90 degree, it will be a square root of 4 divided by 2. So it will be 1. Okay, so let me zoom in here. For sine, is simply all you have to use is this formula here, a square root of n over 2. That's all you have to use. And go from 0 to 4. 0, if you plug in 0, you'll get 0. If you plug in 1, 0.5. 2, 1 over root 2. 3 over root 2. So that is the value of sine theta. Sine 0 degree, 30 degree, 45, 60 and 90. And now let's do the cosine. Cosine also follows the same pattern, root n over 2, but in the decreasing order. That means first you have to do 4 divided by 2. You will get 1. A square root of 3 now divided by 2. A square root of 2 divided by 2, you will get 1 over a square root of 2. And then square root of 3, sorry, 1. 1 over 2, you will get 1 over 2 here. And then the last one is square root of 0 divided by 2, you will get 0. And between the sine and cosine, it's just the opposite. The sine goes from 0 to 1, cosine goes from 1 to 0. Okay, so if you simply do the opposite order, you will in fact get the cosine value here, 1, and that is this value here. This is this value here. Just the opposite. The sine 0 is cosine 90. Sine 30 is cosine 60. That's how it is. Sine and cosine are complementary angles for those who would like to understand a little bit more. Now, tangent theta is sine theta divided by cosine theta. So let's find out. The sine theta is, what's the sine theta? This is 0. Cosine theta is 1. So 0 divided by 1, what would you get? 0. And now 0.1 divided by, or 1 over 2 divided by square root of 3 over 2. So 1 over 2 divided by square root of 3 over 2, 2 to cancel, it will be 1 over a square root of 3. Okay, that's the value of tan 30 degree. And tan 45 degree, this value is 1 over root 2, 1 over root 2. If you do the math, if you take the ratio, you will get 1. And sine 60 degree is the ratio of 3 over 2 divided by 1 over 2. So it will be 3 over 2 divided by 1 over 2. 2 and 2 cancels. It will be 3. The last one is 1 over 0. 1 over 0. If you divide any number by 0, you will get a very high number, that is infinity. So that's the value of tangent. Okay, so you can simply remember, all you have to remember is a square root of n over 2. Go from 0 to 4, and then you should be able to fill out all the numbers here. Okay, so that's how you would memorize sine theta, cosine theta, and tangent theta, and all the angles here, the values of sine theta and cosine theta and tangent theta at different angles. So here we're going to use the calculator to find out this value here. The sine alpha is 0.87. How are you going to find out the value of alpha? So just to do that, what you have to do is alpha, then alpha would be sine inverse 0.7. Okay, if the sine alpha is given 0.87, and if you're going to solve for alpha, you have to take the inverse function. So the alpha would be sine inverse of this number 0.87, and you can plug in calculator. Let me write down 0.87 here. 87. So sine inverse 0.87. 87. The answer is 60.45. 60.45. So I got 60.45. And exactly the same way you should be able to find out the other value here, cosine alpha, tangent alpha. And now if alpha is given, find out sine alpha, cosine and tangent alpha. You can simply plug in calculator and see. And exactly the same way you have to write down the answer. So make sure that you write down all your answers in the comment section below. For example, if you have to write down for question number 9, you can write down question number 9, and what the number is, simply write down in the order. Okay, so this is it from this video. If you have any questions, write down in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.